Hey everyone, welcome to Agency Success GPS. I have a good friend of mine on with me today, Michael Knorr. He is the Vice President of Business Development and Marketing for that company. And that company has been a referral partner of mine now, I think, two and a half years, I want to say. And they do a great job, have a wonderful set of systems and processes to help get your agency kind of running smoothly and eliminating that scope creep, and most importantly, running those profits up without you having to do all the damn work, right? So Michael, hello and welcome to the Agency Success GPS podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, do a little bit better job at introducing yourself than I did. So give them a little bit more about who Michael is and who that company is real quick. So
Sure. I am Michael Knorr, VP of Marketing and Sales over here. I've been with that company for 12 years now. Got started when I was, a little bit before that, at age 15. I remember my parents started up the organization and handed me a phone book and said, "Here, make some cold calls." So that was my introduction to the agency world. So hopefully your introduction was a little smoother.
but your parents owned an agency?
They own and operate that company, and I get to work with them on a daily basis.
Oh, I didn't know. I knew your brother worked there. I didn't know it was a family thing. So that's cool. Very cool. Yep. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So have a lot of fun, been having fun for 12 years. But that company, high level, we work with agencies as a white label SEO, pay-per-click, and social media marketing provider. We do all of it. We're the most scalable white label provider on the market. Everybody else, they want to do the back end work, whereas we join our partners on the front lines. We help with sales support, close deals, and we handle all the interactions, the work, the customer phone calls, the emails, all that. So that's what we're doing here.
Love it, love it, love it. And a lot of people coming into the market now kind of offer like a platform service type kind of thing, and they say that that's kind of everything that you would need. I've had a lot of students kind of go down that route, and it weren't too happy. And the one thing I love about you guys is that I'm not even sure if you have a platform like that, but what I love about you guys is that you got such good SOPs that when they come in there, as long as they can help follow your onboarding process, man, you can predict it's going to go smooth from that point forward. It really is about that setup, and you guys set it up on a T, and you get it out of the gate. You help with sales support. If I remember correctly, you even have some presentations to help them do sales of different products and stuff that you offer. Does that sound about right?
Exactly. So we help them with the sales side. They all they have to do, I make their life as easy as possible. Hey, you're able to talk to any prospect, offer them a free competitor analysis, no costs. They book a meeting. We handle the rest of, presenting data, building a relationship with the client, make sure we got a, good strategy in place. And then, we hit the ground running. Then they don't have to worry. This is kind of what I'll talk about today, but we elevate our partners out of the project manager role that so many agency owners get stuck in, and we elevate them into the CEO role.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're going to talk about the three. What was the topic? You got three things.
The three. So I want to talk about the three most important things every agency owner must work on, and some of us have more degrees than others. And so we'll kind of dive into that. The first one I've got, very, very high level here, is every agency owner needs to start elevating every activity that they work on. I realized I said the word every like 3 times there, but every activity that they work on, they need to elevate it, or they need to look at it and go, hey, is this worth my energy, my personal time? What is the value of that particular activity that they're working on? And what is the value that they have in the world?
A lot of times I think, when I think elevate seems to be the darling word in the marketing world now. And, you either are elevated or not, or whatever, all that fun stuff. And in my mind, whenever you're going to elevate, again, I'm a true CEO. I don't know how to do anything. I'm a systems and process is what I do. And so elevate means that anytime you get something come across your desk that you have to do, that it's always better not just to kind of dive in and do it, it's to think about it. Think about how can I make this better? And most importantly, how can I do it this one time so I can hand it to somebody else next time so I don't have to continue to do it? And that's what I love about y'all is that whenever they come in, you really kind of help, kind of walk them through that whole process, because a lot of agency owners will get in that that cycle, I think we've all been in before. See fire, put out fire. Kind of just constantly bouncing back and forth from sales, service. Oh my gosh, accounting. Oh my, everything's bouncing back and forth. And whenever you elevate, what you do is you elevate your thought processes to think systems and processes first. So therefore, you might have to do it the first one, two, or even three or four or five times. Hell, I mean, nobody's saying that. Don't think you're so good that you don't have to get out there and do the work. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what we're saying here. But if you think about things in a more elevated way, you're going to think about how the next time you sell this, you can only do half of it. And then the time after that, you're only doing 10% of it. And the time after that, all you're doing is looking at invoices, okay? Because now it's been handed off properly. And that's what that company does. That's one of the reasons I love working with you guys is because you are so good at helping just through the way you operate, right? It's not as much coaching as it is just how you operate. They can see how you operate and how you think system, process, deliverable first before you just go out there and start throwing shit up against the wall, right? And is that kind of, I hope I'm not going too far down the rabbit hole.
The nice thing is, yeah, we do bring a lot of processes to the table. That way they don't have to go out and try to learn from, various failures and go, oh, well, that failure, it's cool. You plug and play, you've got a whole team in place when they bring on a guy like us. But what I really want to encourage, so many agency owners, whether they're working with us or not, is to evaluate the activities and elevate themselves. So, put a line in the sand that says, this is my hourly rate. What is that hourly rate? I'm not going to tell you, you tell me what your hourly rate is, but put it in the sand and just say, all right, this is my hourly rate. Any activity lower than that, I need to get off my plate. So, whether if you're freelancer mode and that's $100 an hour, okay, that that's not a business owner hourly rate. That's a freelancer hourly rate, right? You gotta elevate yourself further. All right, well, how am I going to get from $100 to $150? How am I going to get to $300? How am I going to get $450? So on and so forth. But put that line in the sand and then go, all right, well, this is what I'm working on today, and question everything. Like I find we just
I'm sure
status quo. Oh, I'm supposed to check my email every day. Do I need to check? Do I need to be the one that in my inbox clearing out my spam? Or could I have an administrator that's literally handling that stuff, segregating it, someone highly trusted, right? Segregating it and going, all right, here's the stuff that's elevated to your, to you that it does require your hourly rate to, actually see to these particular emails. Question everything, get rid of the stuff that's not worth your time. Like, and that, I think one of the things is an administrator is one of the best investments you can. That's not necessarily.
Oh my gosh, I was just about to rave about having. I'm telling you right now. I mean, there's nothing cheaper that you can ever buy that will increase the quality of your life and give you more time back. Okay, other than maybe a lottery ticket, you got lucky. Okay, but other than that, I'm telling you, a really good executive assistant or just VA or whatever to kind of take some of that mundane, time-sucking stuff off your plate. And especially now that you get one for $500 a month, and again, that's going to be a little bit lower level but as soon as you see the value in one, you won't have a problem paying 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You will have no problem paying a really good executive assistant because they are worth their weight in gold. So in a big way. So.
And even if you're in startup mode, that's something that you can do. It doesn't have to be a full-time person. It can be a part-time person. Like there's no reason that you can't reach in and grab some of that and get rid of non-incoming producing tasks or low income producing tasks and start to work on the high income producing tasks.
And especially if you're a smaller kind of agency out there that's just 2 or 3 people, get an administrative assistant that serves all 3 of you. Remember, you 3, or if it's the 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, a very small organization, you 2, 3, or 4 are the billable hours. You are the ones who can make more money. Your executive assistant, nobody else can. It's your time at that stage of growth. And so simply by bringing on an administrative assistant, that's going to give all of you probably another 10 hours a week. Now, 10 times 3 is 30 a week, $100 an hour. That's $3,000 a week, $12,000 a month. You're looking at $150,000 a year increase by hiring someone for, $25,000 a year, whatever the number is, right? So it's by far one of the easiest and simplest math equations you're going to find to put more bottom line, more profit actually in your pocket and free up your time. So if you don't have one, get out there and get one for damn sure. It makes the world go around in business. So. Okay, man, I love that. Got to elevate, no doubt about it. Take yourself out of the grunt work and learn how to systematize it and process it and get help. Find out what your time is really worth, put a number to it, and stick to that number. I love, love, love that. Okay, what's number two? Or I'm sorry, wait, are we done with number one?
So, and the only other I'm going to just make the plug there though is production isn't necessarily that's retention of clients is not necessarily the highest income producing skill, right? So that's kind of where we fall in. We're not VAs, we're not admin assistants. I highly recommend that at a high level though. But we come in and we actually take care of the customers though. And
yeah, no. You are doing the keyword research. Yeah, no, you're doing the in-depth keyword research and back the full-fledged technical part of SEO and a lot of other stuff too. So it's not just SEO. They have a wide range of services. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Drop the top 5-7 things you help agencies with real quick. Just when we're on the topic.
So we got 3 core and a 4th. So the 3 core are search engine optimization, pay-per-click management, so that's your Google ads, and then social media marketing, so that's ads as well as organic. The 4th is a subcomponent of SEO. It's reputation management, helping overcome if there is something negative.
Okay, good deal. So if anybody's out there looking for a white label partner that's been around forever and very trusted with great reviews and all that fun stuff, man, that company, Mike over there, they're going to do a good job. So all right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is COI marketing. So this gets into that high income producing tasks. So for the most part, smaller agencies, the agency owner, they're in charge of building these relationships. And if you're not in charge of this, if you're mid-size or larger, and that's not your superpower, that's not your task, having someone that is intentionally building relationships. So COI.
Well, were you going to say what COI stands for?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because a lot of people aren't. I know what it is, but I want to make sure they know. So tell them what COI stands for.
Yeah, COI is COI, not the fish. It is Centers of Influence.
Yep.
And so I asked this very simple question, especially to startups. I ask them all the time. I go, hey, if you could call somebody and talk to somebody that could be your customer, or you could call somebody and talk to somebody who could bring you multiple customers, where would you like to spend the time?
Right, no doubt about it. So, yeah, and as a matter of fact, we talked about this at length. Whenever I think a week or two when we were lining all this up right here, I think it's within the last couple of weeks. I've always referred to them as referral partners. Just in my mind, and everybody has a little bit different names. So I'm just going to tell the industry standards. Okay, you got 3 different levels. You got your affiliate JV. There's no real relationship. It's usually about the clicks and the dollars. They don't care if they hurt your brand. They don't. It's just there's no tangible relationship there. You don't even probably know anybody over there a lot of times. The next one is one I advocate for big time is what's called referral partners. Okay, and that means it's someone that you get to know. For example, Michael and a lot of other ones. I vet all of my referral partners at length before I do any business with them or attempt to do business with them. I want to find out that they're good people, that they're going to honor their word and stuff like that, right? And referral partners is where you do a little bit more of a deeper dive. You kind of look at their systems. You do a couple of interviews. You send a few people over, make sure it goes good, and people you trust and they know they're the guinea pig. Kind of vet it out that way, right? Almost like a secret shopper kind of thing. But there's no real legal. There's no real. It's just a first name basis. You know each other. There's not a legal agreement there. It's just like, hey, Michael, if you need some help, let me know. I'll pop out an email or 2 for you. But there's a substantive relationship there, right? So in other words, go break bread with Michael and his family one day. Hopefully, if I get down that way, and it's a little more to it than the affiliate side. Then you get into the strategic side, the strategic partnerships. That has a tendency to be when larger resources are on the line, legal agreements get involved. That's next level. That's when everybody's putting in $100,000. We're all going to all spend this. There's 5 of us. We're going to spend this $500,000 go doing this. And there's project plans. Whole another level. And what Michael's talking about is, in my terms, called referral partner marketing or circle of influence marketing. And I built my multiple 7-figure agency on the back of referral partner marketing. We did not have any media buying budget hardly at all. Like I'm telling you, we might have spent $2,500 a year, like annually, on any kind of paid media because we nurtured these relationships and we did it very, very well. We would line up multiple referral partners, and to your point, hell, one of them would send us over 200 app sales a year. One referral partner. And then I had another one that would send probably 20 to 30, and another one that, the other ones would be 5 to 10. There's always the top tier and middle tier. But if you get out there and negotiate these type of referral partner relationships or COI, circle of influence relationships, man, they can really move the needle in your agency, and in a dramatic fashion, but most importantly, consistently and long term. So you're not having to come back to the well every single time to try to get some business. It's a beautiful thing. It works out for everyone. They have your client for a service that they don't offer, but you do. They trust you, and vice versa, right? And there it goes. So I love it. COI. I wish I'd use that term instead of referral partner. I like it a lot more than mine. But leveraging that center of influence, circle of influence, is critical. And what are some of the top ways that you would suggest people to do that?
Sure. So depending on their market, what I recommend is first, what is your niche? Because we both preach that, hey, pick a niche. It's going to help you because it's going to differentiate you from the very beginning, especially.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. You're not against everyone. Congratulations, you reduce your competitor pool, and it enables you. But who else services that market in a non-competing fashion, and then build a relationship with them. Now, one of the ways that I teach this is, let's say, the home services market. Almost everybody in the home services market, they have a supplier for the resources that they need to do their job. So let's say roofers, they have roofing supply, solar supply, goes on and on and on. A lot of folks, a lot of the businesses, if you look at it, they've got suppliers somewhere, somehow, or tool sets they use somewhere, somehow. And you simply reach out, you have a conversation, and go, look, this is a win-win. I want to teach, if you're in the marketing space, like we are, hey, I want to teach, this one aspect of marketing. You send out an email, it's going to be a win-win.
I'll do a free webinar. Yeah. I'll do a 45-minute webinar, free, no pitch, strictly just content, strictly education, but you got that call list now, or just an email list or whatever it is. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
So, and then, they get the win of, hey, if they actually take that marketing information, use it in their business, where are they going to go for more supply? Oh yeah, you. So it's going to generate business for them by making
definitely. I actually have a spreadsheet, my referral partner marketing spreadsheet. I like spreadsheets. Yeah, you haven't noticed. I put, well, I guess now it's Google Sheets, but whatever. Anyway, dating myself there, I guess. But and it's kind of process, at the top of the list, you have your associations, publications, coaches, consultants, all these different things, live events, promoters, and all these different things, podcasts, blogs, you name it. There's always people out there, vendors, suppliers, all these different things, and I have a list that we go through. And every time that we have isolated their niche and got their product line ready, the next step after that in my program is to go out and put together like a list of the top 100, right? Our hit list, our referral partner hit list, right? And then we got to have a compelling offer, okay, and bring that to them and say, hey, listen, I've got a presentation on Facebook marketing or whatever, whatever it's on. No strings attached. I'll host everything. I'll do all the heavy lifting. All I would ask is put it in your newsletter. And if they say, no, we don't do that kind of stuff, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $500 to put it in your newsletter. Okay, great. We'll do that now, right? And so in other words, sometimes you got to grease the wheel a little bit, grease the skids a little bit, So if a referral partner situation all of a sudden pops up and says, they want to charge a little bit, no problem. Within reason, of course, but pay a little bit for that, because what you're really doing there is you're paying for access. You're paying to get to know that marketing director at Roofers Association of Maine, or whatever the scenario might be. And now Bob over at Roofers, and now him, and so you can call him in 6. Hey Bob, man, what's up, man? Dude, let's do that webinar thing again. I could use some leads right now, and so oh yeah, cool, that'll work, man. Last time I had to get $500, man. You think you get it for 200 something? Oh man, don't worry about it. I know you're good now. I'm telling you, it's the way it works. It happens all day, every day. I see it all the time. And establishing those relationships, because we've both said relationships probably 100 times here, and there's a reason for that. Okay, the swap and spit online and dropping 5,000 comments on Facebook. Yeah, none of that shit's going to get you anywhere. I want y'all to know that. Okay, it's like, it might get, if you do the right comments on Facebook, you can definitely get something there, I guess. But you have to keep reinventing the wheel. Unless you keep making those comments or keep paying for those ads, you're not going to get any business. These referral partners, I can pick up the phone and call. I got at this point probably got hundreds of them at this point, because I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I can pick up the phone right now and probably make 30 phone calls and literally line up 20 webinars in the next 6 months, just like that. Wouldn't cost me a damn dime.
And you'll be busy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. It's not where I'm at right now. But it's not hard to do whenever you, meaning this referral partner or this COI, center circle. I've always heard of circle of influence, circle of influence. I think you call it center of influence. I think those relationships are something you can put in the bank. That's something you can hang your hat on 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, right?
As long as you're showing up and producing the way that you need to produce, and you have a good product behind it, right?
I guess I assume everybody knows that. Duh. Okay, I assume you got to show up, you got to deliver, and you better be a pro, and it better be deliver a ton of value without you pitching constantly. So basic 101 rules. I assume a lot of people know, but I guess I should assume that sure. But I'm gonna tell you right now, COI, man, it is a huge deal. I literally built my entire agency on the backbone of this. I coach all of my students to do it. One really quick success story around COI marketing is a student of mine came in and he niched out into this amazing, I'm not gonna say the niche because it's so early. He's in so early. I don't want to ruin it, because the dude's he's gonna have about a year or two head start on everybody. I'm pissed off I didn't do it sooner because the industry is coming undone right now. And long story short is that we go out there and he went up getting a franchise in this thing. And all he did was ask the franchise, hey man, where do all the franchises meet for continuing education? And by the way, they all do it. There is a continuing education place somewhere for every single industry out there. Okay, continuing education, like the conferences, associations, publications, magazines, all the stuff I listed a while ago. He's like, oh, good question. We normally go to North Carolina. I don't remember. I think it's like North Carolina. There'll be 50 of us in a room, kind of thing. Okay, well, I know we're in COVID like that, but I would love to go to that event. Oh, okay, cool. You looking for more business? Yeah. Oh, I got a couple buddies of mine. They asked me about you, man. You mind if I send an email? Sure. Lands 4 clients. 4. Like, got that one off of Instagram. Okay. 3 more came out of that just because now they're buddies. They're buddies. Oh man, did you get those 3 guys? Yeah. One of them turned out to be a jerk. Yeah, he is kind of a jerk. The other 2 are still along with him though. And he's with them, and they're going to have their event coming up, and he's going to go out there and speak to that event. I mean, dude, he is going to have 20-something clients come out of this thing. I can almost bank them, guarantee it. And you do not get that by paying the piper on these ad platforms all the time. You get that by establishing these relationships and delivering on your promises. And so COI marketing is again, I don't know why I got a question for you, little segue here. How come other coaches don't coach with this stuff? I never hear anybody talk about this shit. I never hear other coaches talk about, referral partner marketing or COI marketing. Why is that? I mean, like, what's up with that?
I think because it's not what's necessarily easy. And if you and I have built our businesses this way, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, so we're practicing what we're preaching. And this is a concept that you're not just going to get if you paid for Facebook ads and you built it that way before. If you built it through, some other medium, you're going to teach what you know. And I don't find that as many people give that level of attention. Oh, wow. To me, I go, this is the best way to do business ever.
Duh, man. It's like, duh. It's like, it's the cheapest way, the most effective way. It's like, duh. To me, why wouldn't you do it this way? But they don't, man. I think you're right on that. I think a lot of people just didn't learn that way. I think that's spot on. But I also think that it's not sexy. It's not as sexy as I've cracked the Facebook algorithm and you're going to make $1 billion today.
Not. It's common sense that if I just tell it to you that you're like, oh, I should be doing that. And that's what I like to actually do for people is turn on the light bulb. Common sense. Like, but also, I feel like people are literally, they're going to forget that common sense light bulb so quickly because it's common sense.
I agree with that 100%. I don't have common sense. We need to rename common sense. I don't think that applies anymore. You know what I'm talking about? I think it might not apply a whole lot anymore. All right, what's number 3? I'm sorry. Okay, number 2 again. Referral partner, COI marketing.
Exactly.
If you ain't doing it, do it and do it quickly. Okay, I mean, like it is a game changer. It is not the sexy, I broke the Facebook algorithm, kind of thing. It is not going to drop $3 billion in your basket overnight, which, by the way, if you know anything about business, you don't want. Okay. But what it will do is, depending on the scale of the referral partner, drop 1 to 2 deals in your basket a month or a quarter or whatever it might be. And you negotiate 5, 10, or 15, or 20 of those type of relationships. And now, without spending a dime, you're getting 5, 10 referrals a month. Referrals close at like 80%. Everything else closes between 20 to 40% if you're a badass closer. Okay. So, I mean, again, lowest cost lowest barrier to entry, highest close percentages.
Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it. Highly, I put a gold star on that. You know what I mean? For sure. So, all right, what's number 3, man?
Number 3, so we hear the words hustle all the time in this business. I want to take a step back from that compared to everybody else. I want to give you the word rest, because no one else preaches rest, and rest is essential. If you are working nonstop, you are creating you're killing your creative abilities, because our minds do their best creative work when they're not at work, when they're not doing an activity. If you're always doing an activity, you're not giving your brain that reprieve to let it all flow and go, what is that next breakthrough idea, that you need to be doing? What is that? When you just take time, so I've got a coach I talk to for 30 minutes every week, just 30 minutes. I talk to him, and it's so nice. I sit back and I go, wow, man, I've had a busy day. And so we just start talking. I'm like, these are the next things on my list I really need to do, that if I hadn't sat back and thought for a second with him,
yep,
I wouldn't have identified them. I wouldn't have done them. I wouldn't have elevated myself. So I highly recommend it. I love coaches for that, because they force it, because you're paying for it. Right?
You have to, by the way. No. Because see, a lot of people think that you just keep learning and there's no limit. Okay, let me go and tell you real quick. Your brain gets full. Okay, it definitely gets full. If you haven't reached that yet, then try to, just trust me, you'll get there. Okay, so I had 2 sayings. Okay, one of them, decompress. I had to have a decompression day, and my wife knew it. Just dude, if I don't get the chance to, like, I need to decompress. Like, just go. I don't know. Usually, a lot of times I just go camping or go up in the mountains or on the lake or go to church or whatever it is you want to do to decompress. Take a day. Always take at least one day to rest and decompress. Okay, no doubt about it. And then the other saying I always had, we had what's called verbal memes. So we had about 20 something verbal memes that floated around the office at all the time. So anybody could say it was kind of one word, and everybody kind of knew what it was, right? And one of them is, I used to always tell my leadership team, I'm like, look, fresh minds equal fresh ideas. Okay, fresh minds equal fresh ideas. I definitely didn't say that. I don't even know where that came from, but I totally stole it from somebody. But so true, though. Fresh minds equal fresh ideas. And sometimes you need a lot more fresh ideas than you need a lot more hustle. So kind of, I know a lot about it. A lot of people out there say fake it till you make it, or hustle. And I do agree with outworking it. I mean, I do agree to outwork. You got to work. Now, I'm not saying sit back and wait magically for it to happen, because it's not, okay? But I am saying that if you burn the candle at both ends, it's eventually going to burn out, and nobody wants that, okay? So burnout is something you do have to think about a lot as an agency. Leader, employee, owner, anything, specifically in the CEO owner realm. I used to actually give 3-day weekends, whenever somebody pull an all-nighter or whatever the hell had to happen. Get your ass out, go spend some time with your family, go take the Jeep up on we live right here, I say mountain, Chattanooga National, go take the Jeep up on the mountain, go sit by a waterfall or something, go do some, whatever the hell it is you want to go do, right? They always appreciated that. And a lot of times employees and owners, they get so caught up in the fight that because a lot of people out there might not know this, but we go through phases in lives, okay? And warrior phase is one of those phases, okay? And that warrior phase is, I'll sleep when I die mentality. So if you've ever said that, that kind of, those type of comments, there's about 1 million of them out there, but I don't need sleep. I'll sleep when I die, okay? You might be burning the candle at both ends. And if you just take a little bit of a step back and get some fresh ideas, fresh minds equal fresh ideas, get some fresh ideas, you might see that the way you're doing it's taking 40 hours, when in reality, if you just did these 2 little things, you can drop that down to 20 hours. Now that made a substantive impact over time, because now it saves you 20 hours every time you do that. Obviously, an open-ended example there, but hopefully people can kind of bridge the gap on that. So, but I said that all the time: fresh minds equal fresh ideas, and it took a long time for me to learn that lesson. Had some health issues, actually, the reason I learned it, because stress will kill you. I'm an example of it, okay? And so always just take the time to decompress and spend time with family or friends, or again, whatever the hell it is you do to decompress. And you're going to find out by doing that, it's going to allow you to get a lot of really killer ideas. The same thing with your employees and everything else. So that's great stuff, man. Yeah.
You got it.
All right. Well, hey, listen, we've come to the point now that we're going to do what's called, at every episode, we at the very end of it, we do what's called a shameless plug moment. So throw down, man. Try to sell them, get them to bite. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do, man. So, shameless plug moment. What do you want to plug for that company?
So here's the shameless plug. If you're ready to execute on those types of things, then you need to be talking to me. One, because I like to walk beside you, even if we're doing business or not, because I just love walking with agency owners. I just have a huge passion for agency owners. But two, we take things off your plate. The low income producing. You already got the client. It's already income producing. It's low income producing. The high income producing is when you're making and you're scaling your business acquisition. And that's where I like to elevate our partners to, is to focus on that, focus on building their brands, focusing on building more COI. And then we can take care of the data.
And to that point, you can't focus on COI, which is the real money making. That's that multiplier type effect that he's talking about. Okay. If you're bogged down in the low revenue producing task. So what Michael is offering and what they do and have done for a long time is to take those low revenue producing tasks that consume 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours a day off there. So you can start to nurture these higher level COI or referral partner relationships that bring in bigger money, much bigger money. Okay. So if you're so focused down here in procedural day-to-day taskmaster type scenarios and you're not over here negotiating, and again, referral partners is one example. It can be employee man. There are certain things. You're developing systems and processes is what you're doing up here. That has what's called a multiplier effect. When you do a system or a process, you bleed that out to 30 employees. Now they're all singing the same sheet of music. That's what he's talking about. It's elevating what you should be doing into more of a leadership position. Very hard to do when you're digging in the shovel and trying to dig that hole yourself. Give the shovel to Michael and let Michael and his staff dig that hole for you. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Michael, any parting thoughts?
That's it. Thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
All right, man. Everybody out there, thank you so much again for joining me on Agency Success GPS podcast. Stay tuned. There's another episode coming right up. And as always, check me out on Twitter, Facebook, or if you're not on my list yet, marketingagencycoach.com. Peace. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a blessed day and got a few action items you can use from this episode. If you have not already subscribed to my podcast, you can do that now on whatever platform you are on. Simply click the subscribe button to get an update every time we release a new episode. Or you can join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and as always, the best place to learn more about me is on my website, www.marketingagencycoach.com.